Hi, welcome to Electric Tracker Creations. Today I'm gonna make this frog. I'm gonna put in some eyes using UV. It will be my first time. Please be gentle with me. And the idea is that I'm gonna mix up some resin, put this flower in, wait for it to cure, and then when we come back, some fingernails in. I don't know if you can see these. These are tiny little delica beads. And then I'm gonna fill the back with these lovely little flowers. I got these off of Temu. The frog mold is Let's Resin, and the eyes were, I think, from Amazon. The UV is just a standard one that I got from Temu. This video is not sponsored. Everything that I'm using I bought myself, and hope you enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe. Yeah, so sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. I'm putting a little bit of UV in the eye there, and I forgot to mark the eye, so I want to show that the line of the eye goes that way and that the blue is this side. Yeah, can you see? It's got pink and then blue. So on the back I've marked blue is that side, and this is so that I can make sure I put them in the right way up when I do them, so the frog does not look like it's got something wrong with its eyes when it comes through. This is a tip I've seen from lots of creators. I think I want the grey or the blue to be at the top, so I'm just gonna drop the eye in using my tweezers very carefully. So I'm gonna push it in and then turn it round. It's like I've put a little bit too much UV in there, but never mind. I'm gonna turn the eye so that they're about the same. The flower is pink and yellow with a little bit of green, and I'd like the flowers, like these flowers, to be up its legs and arms, but I'm thinking of colouring the middle bit. So trying to work out a way to do that, so that you get the clear arms and the clear top of the frog, but then the middle bit is not clear. I think I have a way to do it, but we'll have to see how it works. I'm only gonna make up a very small amount. The resin is Resin Pro, and it's 100 to 60 by weight. So I'm just gonna measure it off to the side, stir it up, then come back and pour, okay? I've come back, I've mixed the resin. Because of the temperature, I only get 10 minutes to work with it. There are a lot of bubbles. I used the Let's Resin mixer, but I'm hoping that all the bubbles will just kind of come out. I'm gonna dunk the flour in the resin in the hopes that this will reduce any bubbles I might get from having the flour in there. Just leave it in there for the second while I pour the resin up to where I want it. So see, it's not very full, it's up to the mark, just coming over the back of the frog. So now I'm going to put the flour in. There we go. Give it a bit of a poke in the hope that any bubbles will come out, also that I won't actually disrupt the eyes that I put in. I do have a lot of resin left. This was deliberate because I have a lot of inks. So I'm gonna put it in this mold, but I am gonna add some of these flowers to it because I think that would be really pretty. And I have a lot of them, so I have enough for here and for the frog later. So I'm gonna tip these in here and stir them all in. And just pour it randomly like this. And then once I'm done, I will try moving some of the flowers to the empty bits so that I'm not filling it all the way up, just in case the flowers actually float, and I want to make sure that I can cover them so the base of the mould will be flat when I do a top coat or bottom coat on this, as the case may be. So let's just spray this and spray the frog. When I come back, this will be ready for the next layer, and I will put in the little toes. Hello, back again, and I'm now gonna paint the top of the frog here, and hopefully down to here. Ooh, do you know what I did forget? I forgot to check for bubbles in there. Hopefully there aren't any. I'm going to use the Let's Resin Camellia Powder Champagne, and I'm hoping I'm doing it at the right time. Might not stick. I might have left it a little too late. It's so warm here that I'm guessing the timings. It seems to be holding. Okay, I'm going to speed you up through this bit. At this point, I realised I was a bit too late and that it had got too dry to paint on the powder. So I used a tip from Toompish Crafts, who puts 99.9% alcohol in a little tub and adds the powder to that, and then it paints off beautifully. Once it's dry, then any excess powder can just be wiped off with no problem. And this is me just touching up the bits on the frog that were missed. Right, now then, so I'm going to mix up some more resin, and it's going to be clear again because I want to fill this one with the flowers. I need to put the little fingers in, which I will do now. Voice over me here again, just showing me putting in the toenails in on the frog at a gazillion times speed. Just to say, you should always wear your PPE. I wasn't using it right now because it was UV resin and I wasn't touching it. Okay, time to stir the resin, and I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use this. Doesn't quite fit, but that's okay because I will just hold both and hold it. And I do have the cup, but as the cup was already messy, I figured it wouldn't mess it up using another cup. Now with this resin, I normally have about 20 minutes, but it's so hot here in Spain, they only get about 10 minutes, and it says to stir for 2 minutes, so I'm going to do 3 of these and then go from there. I have again deliberately made up too much because I want to finish the frog, I want to finish this, and I want to have this other mould here where I need to make a couple of items on here for a collage that I'm doing. So I'll add flowers to this, put all the flowers in the frog, then
add black. Or maybe I'm not quite sure what colour I'll add, pour in the back of this, and then when that's finished I will fill up whatever I can of this mould.
Right, okay, so let's just drain the paddle. And then put it on my drip tray. Right. Doesn't matter what you use, you should always, when you finish, scrape your sides and the bottom to make sure that it is all actually mixed in. There we go. So I'm going to add some of these flowers. I don't want to put too many in. I can maybe add some more later if necessary. Actually, it might be quite funny to try and as a headdress, you know. There we go. Hopefully that's going to look really nice. Let's wipe that off really quickly so that the resin doesn't have a chance to stick to the spoon, because that would be uncalled for. So I have some black pigment paste that I'm just gonna squeeze a bit into. Whoops, that's actually quite a lot of pigment paste. Stir this in really quickly. You've got to make sure you stir the pigment paste in properly, because otherwise you can get pigment dropping to the base and then it doesn't look very good. Now, to be fair, on this one that I'm filling, it's not so much of an issue because it will drop and you won't actually see it, but you know, I'd still prefer to have mixed it in properly. So let's see, let's just pour this very slowly so that it's domed. There we go. Ha, brilliant. Let's move this out of the way. Now then, oh, this is not going to be easy. These are a matte mould, so they're not going to be too shiny when finished, but hopefully, because the resin is so thin, it will go into all the nooks and crannies. So these were 3 moulds that I just happened to have pre-painted, because, you know, instead I was looking at doing a collage of some stuff. Well, those are part of the collage that I'm wanting to do. Now then, let's see if I can clean up any of this to make it a lot easier for me when I am going to demould. Cleaning up now will mean I have more cleanup. I have less cleanup later. Gosh, if I clean up now and then it gives me more cleanup later, I honestly would not be doing the cleanup now. You know, the idea is if I clean the edges now, when it comes time to demould, I won't have lots of cleanup to do then. Let's get this and spray this and then wipe the paddles down, which means it will be usable for next time. Why is it overflowing now? I can answer that. I sprayed it with alcohol. And now it's going, you broke my surface tension. So now I'm going to make you messy. There we go. I am gonna love you and leave you all, and I will see you on demold. Hey, this is all cured. So what I'm going to do is finish this off with some UV resin, because I don't know if you can see, but flowers are all sticky up a little bit. So I'm going to finish it off with UV resin. I've sped up the bit where I put in the UV resin, and then I'm cutting straight to demolding the main event and skipping out unmolding all of the extras, as they're not used in this project. I'm hoping this is quite cute. Basically, I have a lot of resins and I need to there we go. I need storage for them, and there's a lady called Southern Crafts, and I saw her do these, and I thought, do you know, that is such a good idea. And I'll show you the other two that I've got once this comes out. Oh, I'm having a sneak peek and it is awesome. I hope it comes out as well on the frog. There we go. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And like, all the flowers are really at the bottom if you look from the side. But from here, they look like they're everywhere. And the idea is that you fill it up like this with all ones the same size, and then this one could just sit on top, and then this one can sit on top again. Now I do have a couple of edges on this that needs to be sorted, and I have a deburring tool that you can just go around with gently, and you take the edges off so there's no sharp edges. And then it makes it nice and smooth and really easy like that. So now there's no little bit of a sharp edge here still. Let me, it's probably better to do this when it's colder. The two layers were all done in the same day here, which is, you know, not normal really. Normally this would take 2 days to do, but isn't that beautiful? So there's those, and then for the main, so this is now done. My understanding is the best way to do this, or the way I've done it previously, is to peel back the feet first here, then take it round its bottom. Oops, little bit of overpour there, but that's fine. We can sort this. So take this down here, this out there. Pull this out there. And then take away from the hands. Pull back the head and off it comes. And then, oh, please be good. There's a lot of overspill here that I need to fix. Oh, now that is pretty. That is really pretty. And I think I got the eyes mostly right. Oh no, his left eye is a little bit wonky. There's actually that's his eyebrow there, so the eyes are a bit high. But I think for my first attempt with eyes on a frog, that's actually pretty cool. And there's not much, well, there's no bubbles in it that I can see. So that's quite cool. And then you can see the chameleon powder there. And then in the arms and the feet, you've got the flowers. So I've got some trimming to do, which I'm gonna just do now and hope. Wish me luck. Whoops, that went flying. Sorry for the quick break there, had a visitor. So anyway, you come in and you just very, very gently go in and cut off the overage. A little bit of overage in there as well. I think that's fine. I think the fingers are mostly fine. I think that's more the mould than anything with the fingers, if I'm honest. I'm used to doing this up close to my face, so this is a little bit weird for me to do it here like this, but there we go. Right, now then, let's see if we can work out what the overage is here. Right, whoops, wow. Okay. I'm gonna have to go and collect that later. So there, little bit in there. Right, so according to the other side, this bit in here shouldn't exist. So that is also overage. So I think from this bit here now, there we go. All the overage, oh, a little bit there. All the overage is done. So, very happy with my frog. Shame about the eyes, but you know, I think they're okay. They're not great. They look up as opposed to sideways, but for my very first attempt, I'm quite happy. And this is my first attempt at putting like a flower or anything in a frog. So yeah, if you'd like to hang around for the glamour shots, they're coming up next. And I'd like to say thank you very much again for watching my video. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of any more videos coming out. I'm hoping to deliver videos every Monday at 5 p.m. Central Eastern Time. Thank you and goodbye.